Hey guys, just a little catch-up video from things that have been going on recently, and I wanted you guys to enjoy a view while I am doing a catch-up video. I don't know, for whoever saw my short regarding forgiveness and unforgiveness, go back and look at it and maybe you'll kind of understand what this video is about. But if it sounds kind of crazy loud, of course it's the wind. This is actually Matagorda Beach, Matagorda, Texas. It's about an hour, 15 minutes away from Houston. But it was about unforgiveness and that short I'm talking about. And, you know, I did go and visit that person that I said, you know, kind of hurt me with words and things like that. I went and visited them at the hospital, and you know, one of the main reasons why I shared that, it wasn't for attention. I'm just not that person. If you know me personally, you'll know I'm not. I don't need likes, I don't need any of that. I kind of, you know, inquired of the Lord. I talked to God, and I knew that it was something that I needed to share because it was going to touch somebody's heart, and it was going to show people that I'm not perfect by far. And I always thought that I had to be. If you're a Christian, you got to just have it all together. No, that's just not life. We're supernatural beings having a human experience, a natural experience on earth. And of course, we're here for a mission for a short time to try to make the best of it. But again, we have to live on an earth that's so imperfect. With that being said, I did go and visit that person. You know, I'm not going to give you a fairy tale. I'm going to give you the truth. Everything doesn't turn out to be a fairy tale. I didn't look for a fairy tale. I didn't look for a happy ending. I didn't look for doing what I did, which is making my peace with that person, my amends with that person that hurt me, for attention or to please anybody or anything. It was God asking me to do it, giving me that opportunity. It was actually a blessing for me. And I did it. And I did it for Him. I did it for God. I didn't do it for anyone else. And that's the honest truth. And I was too afraid not to do what He asked me to do, you know? Because I respect Him, I love Him, He's my Father. So, sorry, this little four-wheeler is kind of going by. Point being is that people having fun, which is super awesome. Point being is that I did it for God. And in reality, I was afraid to. I was super scared. I was afraid to do it. I was nervous. I didn't know how the person would receive me. I didn't know if anybody else would be there that I didn't want to see. Because there was other people involved in that pain and, you know, that instance of falling out. And I did it anyway. I did it because God wanted me to. So I faced my fear. And like I said, it wasn't a happy ending, but it was much needed. I went in there. I made my peace. You know, there was a few other people that were with me that wanted to, you know, kind of see that person also, make their little peace with them too. And it's just because they love me and they were hurt by me being hurt, so. And that person, you know, didn't seem ecstatic or excited or, you know, anything really. It was more like, okay, kind of surprised, I guess. And, you know, I actually prayed for that person, and I told them I'm sorry that I handled things the way I did, you know, by walking away and you're not communicating and, you know, just kind of not coming around. And they just kind of nodded and, you know, they kind of give a little half smile, you know, and it's okay. But they didn't really seem too excited to see me, and that's okay. It's fine. But again, I know I pleased my Father. I know I did. I felt that peace when I left. I felt the weight off my shoulders, guys. Like, I felt like I was carrying something that was so unnecessary to carry. Unforgiveness is such a weight that's so not needed. And we're really punishing ourselves. We're carrying it for nothing. It doesn't mean you have to be around the person, you know, all the time or even hang out with them. It doesn't mean any of that. It just means that when God asks you to do it, there's a purpose. I might not see it until 10 years later, why I had to go and make amends, why did I have to make that peace. I just knew that when God said, hey, this is your opportunity to make peace with someone as you always wanted to with your mom, and you didn't get the chance to do that. And I did it. And it was super, super needed, because I tell you what, I felt a lot lighter. A lot lighter. I slept well that night. And I'm still praying for them. And I really, really hope that they can make it through this health battle, because it's pretty serious. And I pray for them. I love them still. I can't tell you that I'm going to have a normal relationship with that person. I don't think I am, and that's okay. But hopefully that blesses somebody, and hopefully that shows you, like, if God is asking you to do something that you feel is hard and it's uncomfortable, then that really is God talking to you, because it's uncomfortable. And that's okay. Do it. There's growth, there's peace. Oh my gosh, there's just like a weight that needs to be taken off of you. That's so needed. You don't have to carry it. Let God carry it. And so, you don't know them, but I do ask for you to pray for healing for this person as I'm continuing to do that. You know, now that I'm talking to you in this, God also rewards us. It reminds me of God rewarding me. I didn't want a reward. I wasn't expecting a reward. But it's the way our Father is. He loves His children. So my reward was that I hadn't seen my father in a year. My father's not an affectionate person. He doesn't really say I love you. That's a whole nother story. He went through a lot as a little boy. And a few weeks after, I saw my father. And it was such a blessing, because you know, we were in this place that was super cold. I didn't expect to see my father, and it didn't even seem that he wanted to really see me, and that was okay too. He's just going through his own stuff. But what the blessing was for me, it was like winning the lottery. It was something I never expected from my father. I was super cold in the environment that we were in this building. Super cold. And I kind of leaned on him, and I was like, "Ooh, it's super cold in here, Dad." And my father's never done this to me as an adult. Without hesitation. We didn't even speak much. He wouldn't even say much, because my dad's going through his own stuff, like I said. Serious stuff right now. And my dad put his arm around me, and I laid my head on his shoulder, kind of on his chest, and he held on to me so tight. My father's never done that as an adult. I remember it as a little kid when I would get to see him. And he held on to me for a long time. If it had only been like 2 minutes, it would have just been like winning the lottery as well. Or even a hug like that. My dad held me tight. And I couldn't be more thankful. I had family members come up to me later on that were there too, and they were just like, we literally wanted to take a picture because we know that you needed that. We couldn't believe it. Your dad's really not the type to be affectionate. I'm like, I know. I don't know what's going on, but I'm thankful to God. So that's the reward I'm talking about. It was such a big blessing. I mean, one of the biggest ones I've ever received. And I'm so thankful. So I hope this blesses you guys. I really do. I hope it blesses you. I hope it gives you the confidence to forgive whoever you need to forgive. I mean, there's more to this. You know, God also afterwards had me make amends with another person that I just couldn't even be around. Just because their character and the way they are, and just, oh my gosh, so overwhelming, but they're lost. And God also asked me to write a list of people that have hurt me and offended me and made me angry and frustrated, because I'm gonna have to make amends now. I don't know, this is like a lot at one time that God's asking me to do. I'm like, okay, wait a minute. I made my peace with one person, and God's like, no, it's time. It's time for you to start responding in a different way. You literally walk away from people, you shut them out completely, and that is not biblical. It's not. I couldn't find a scripture on that, to shut people out completely. That's not biblical, it's just not. And the truth hurts, and it kind of just like, it kind of stung a little bit when God told me that. And I'm like, okay, God, I hear you. So that's going to be my journey, is just God showing me, the list of people that I need to make amends with. And again, even if I don't hang out with them, it's okay. I hope this blesses you guys. I really do. I know it's going to touch somebody's heart to do the same. And again, don't worry about what people think. If they think you're doing it for attention, if they think you're doing it for selfish reasons, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Do it for God. God bless.